In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how to schedule a crew or several crews worth of work for a week using a shared inboxes calendar. So as you can see here, I have a user set up called training user. Pretend this is an employee. And I also have a training schedule shared inbox, which is a typical inbox. However, we're interested in the calendar for this shared inbox, so I'm going to go over to the calendar. And you can see added into my calendars section here is this training schedule calendar, and I'm going to turn that on, make sure it's overlaid and it's selected. I can also hide the others, my personal calendar, so to speak, to remove any conflict or any confusion. And I'm going to go ahead and go to next week, and I'm going to schedule out a couple of days worth of work for my different crews, field crews. First thing we're going to do on Monday morning is we're going to create a all hands meeting. We want everyone to have a weekly meeting, so I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to say all my training crew, that's a distribution list, and we're going to call this weekly meeting, and this is going to be at headquarters, so we'll just put in headquarters, and I can put in any information I want the users to have easily accessible in their calendars. So I could remind them of things, or put in other information, or maybe there's a video I want them to watch over the weekend, or whatever else I want to put in there, assuming that they'll refer to it. And I just hit send. Now everyone that's in that distribution list will get a meeting invitation for that 6 a.m. meeting. So now after the meeting's over, we're going to send crew 1 off to go to a job. So I'm going to select new meeting with that chunk of time selected. And I'm going to invite the field crew 1. We're going to schedule them. And we're just going to say crew job Monday. You can put any descriptive text in here you want. You could put in who the foreman is or something like that. Whatever works for your identification purposes. And we'll just put in client location. You can put an address in here, and it works really well with smartphones. You can just click the address on iPhone or Android, and it'll go straight to the mapping software. So if you need to put a location in, just put the address right in there. It works really well. Any other info, put in there, and once you're done with that, you can hit send. And we're going to schedule crew 2. They've got a job also. So I'm going to select that, and I'm going to say new meeting. And this is going to be for the field crew 2. So field crew 2, you're going to be off to secondary job. And that's also going to be, at a client, some address, and info for this job that you want to include. Oops. Get rid of this extra one. And that's how you would schedule. Obviously, you can go ahead and continue to fill out your week. I'm going to create a job on Tuesday, and I'm going to invite this user, this training user, and so you can see how that piece of the puzzle works. So I'm going to do a new meeting, and this time, instead of inviting the whole crew, I'm going to invite field crew 2, but I'm going to expand this list out, acknowledging the warning that it'll be replaced with the individuals from that list. I'm going to remove Bob and leave Sue, and I'm going to go ahead and put in training user, which is myself in this case, and we'll put in another bogus title here and TBD. If you don't put a location in, it'll pop up and say, you didn't put a location, are you sure you want to send this? You can of course do that, but it's easier just to put in something. And info, and I'm going to go ahead and hit send. And quickly you'll see after a couple of seconds that this user will get a email with a meeting invitation. You can see the new message arrived, and it will automatically put the calendar item onto the calendar as a tentative schedule item. So let me show my calendar here, and you can see it put the test event in with a tentative. The hash marks here means it's not been accepted yet, but it will still show on the calendar. So if I jump back to the inbox for this employee, you can see this test event, and in here would be any info that they might need to see, like don't forget to bring your clipbooks. our clipboards. And I'm just going to go ahead and hit send. The response accepted meeting. And now if I switch back to my calendar, you can see, if I go back to work week here, you can see that it's showing as accepted and logged properly in my calendar. If I turn off the training schedule, I no longer see everyone else's activities. I only see my own. I'd be able to see in here that I'm going to Bellevue or Tacoma or whatever the address was for the location. I can see that right in my calendar. So that's how to create calendar items to schedule a whole crew and easily accessible. I'm going to do another video momentarily that shows some more advanced features.